Why does it feel like no one wants to talk anymore? Like, do you get that general vibe that, like, when you, like, go up to somebody, they're gonna, like, try to exit the conversation immediately? It just really seems like people don't want to get lost in a conversation. It seems like they're more, like, fixated on what's in front of them rather than, like, what's going on in, like, in their heads, like, to express that out. Like, people don't even want to make eye contact anymore. It's not like that with everybody, but you get the general vibe, like, once you start getting, like, really into a conversation and the conversation totally gets comfortable, they start feeling uncomfortable with being comfortable with somebody, kind of like vulnerable. And then that's like when they start making an effort to look away. I feel like that's just something, like, I picked up on, like if I'm, like, ordering something, like, at the fast food or anything like that, like, of course, like, there's people behind me, but, like, in times, like, where there wasn't, like, I'll make jokes, like, I'm, like, a very jokey person. I feel like they're just kind of, like, over it. They're like, oh, another person wants to talk or something, you know, like, I mean, I get it, like, you're at work and stuff, but it's like, you know, maybe somebody just wanted to make a joke and, like, make, like, your day, like, you know, I mean, I guess, like, you know, bias aside, it would get pretty annoying hearing, like, stupid jokes all day from, like people that you don't know or something. Every time I've worked at fast food, I was just in a bad mood just because I was at work and I was like, I don't want to hear it, and then people, like, joke with me, but I kind of return that favor by, like, being like, you know what, I appreciate that they're trying to talk to me, you know what I mean, like, it's visible that I'm upset. I appreciate that they talk to me. I feel like maybe it's for, like, 3 reasons, just off the top of my head. People don't know what they're thinking. Really, like, people, like, they get the, I don't know, they get anxious. They get very, like, riled up, like, sitting with their own thoughts. I've talked to a lot of people where they say they literally can't sit alone because then their own thoughts will start, like, almost talking to them. And it drives them crazy, apparently. Bro, that sounds like some, like, you have a demon on your shoulder, like, talking to you. That does not sound good at all. Borderline schizo, 100%. Another reason could be, like, they don't know what they're feeling. I feel like language itself has gotten so vague, like, feel some type of way means it's, like, such a blanket statement that people can't articulate how they feel. You know, it's like, I feel like I want to do something, but my body's kind of feeling really heavy right now, so I can't get myself off. But I feel like if I peeled myself off the couch and I got going in the sun, and after, like, you know, maybe, like, 5 minutes of running, I'd be, like, enjoying my run and I'd actually be all about it. You know, like that's, like, a genuine, oh, okay, I see how you're feeling. But when you ask somebody, like, how they, like, feel, they're like, good. Like, one word answers that are very, like, shallow, not deep whatsoever. To where it's like everybody kind of just takes that as a general consensus of they're good. Then it's kind of, it never goes deeper than that, you know. I was just thinking about that right now. Like, I ask people, I try to make it a point to ask people, how's your day going? How are you feeling? You know, and then, like, they'll be like, oh, good. I'm like, no, generally, like seriously, how do you feel? Like, how are you? Besides being, like, a Starbucks worker. And then they'll actually break character and, like, they'll actually be a person, you know. But then it goes to that, like, oh, like I'm very friendly with this person. Like, people, like, I feel like once, like, a hand of friendship is given out, people are very shaky to take it because it's like, can I trust it too? You know, and I feel like trust is, like, a big part of everything. And the third reason is, yeah, they don't know how to put any of those into words. I think I really went over that very well. They don't know how to put what's in their head onto paper, or how they're feeling, like, you know, like emotion-wise. How do I put it? what's going on in your head could be everything from your job to your bills to everything, and then how you're feeling, I feel like it pertains mostly to your body. Like, I think I've been eating shitty, like I feel lethargic, so that's affecting my mood, and the weather's bad, like or it's like rainy, so like, you know, it feels like I'm in twilight, so I feel all sleepy and stuff. You know, I look like Bella, I haven't gotten a tan in a while. You know, it could be all like, it could be kind of like that. Another reason off the top of my head, I feel like reason number 4 could be like, even if I were to articulate correctly and with the right word, right tone, right everything, you know, like a speech check out of Fallout, or like, you know, like my speech is like level 100 and I'm able to get my point across, will they be able to, is there like intelligence skill, whether it's like, you know, brain, books, street, emotional, spiritual, whatever, religious, like knowledge, be able to decipher that into, oh, I get exactly how Aaron feels, you know? And I feel like it's like mostly no, not at all. Like at times, like my girlfriend will be like, oh, like I feel like this and that, and like sometimes I don't know how it feels, and I don't know how you feel, but I'm sorry, like I genuinely feel you. I don't, when I say I genuinely feel you, I mean I generally feel that you're in some discomfort, so I'm gonna try my best regardless, and kind of like do like a litmus test or like scientific method of remedies that might make it better, you know, try to understand, get to the middle of it. But like I feel like some people, like I've been asked like, oh, what do I do, like, oh, how do I talk to her, and like, have you asked her what's wrong? They're like, no. It's like, well, that's the most basic question, you know. And like you gotta like, even if like it's like, I don't know, blah blah, like a lot of people answer that. Like, is it your stomach? Is it your body? Is it your mind? Is it your head? Like, are you hungry? Do you feel like tired? Do you feel like, you know, the bathroom, or do you feel like, you know, something like that? These are like real world questions, just like, you know, I don't have to be a doctor to like, you know, get how somebody feels, or like, you know, you don't have to be like a doctor or a linguist to like say like, man, my stomach hurts because of this, because I was here and I ate. Oh, well, it was an event. And some people are like, I don't know. Like, what do you mean you don't know? I don't know, I just feel bad. But yeah, even then, like, I do feel like people are quick to like dismiss, like, just like, I don't know, maybe they're like caught in their day. I understand that people are in their day, they're in their own worlds, they're busy, like, you know, not everyone has time to like, you know, oh, your joke and stuff. Most people can't put down what they're doing to do that. I understand. Maybe coming across and giving like a common courtesy to just be like, oh, I'm sorry, like I'm super busy right now, blah blah. Like, I totally understand. I do that all the time. Like, oh, I'm sorry, I can't talk right now, like I'm super busy, I gotta go, like I'm on a time crunch, you know. I feel like it's just the bad experiences with people that really draw people away from even engaging with other people, new people to begin with, you know. So all those things lead up to, well, why am I gonna talk to people? Like, I've had a couple bad experiences, you know, and that's just like the thing, like, you know, you're not gonna get along with everybody, you're not gonna talk to everybody, you're not gonna have like 100% speech check and like pass every like, you know, like word, you know. Maybe like, I feel like code switching. I feel like the reason I get along with people a lot is I code switch a lot, and I generally do stereotype, but it's kind of, I know how you want to be talked to. I know how you understand, you know. Me, myself, my meat suit is a particularly exotic and rare breed, so I'm kind of like looking at everybody else's cultures as, okay, well, this is just how they interact, you know. I'm Native American, so it's kind of like, you know, I didn't grow up with my tribe. My tribe's not like, oh, like, you know, we have like, you know, Chinese New Year or anything like that. It's like, dude, we haven't had, nobody does anything like that. Like, you know, my tribe just like, you know, weaves baskets and does like the general like, oh yeah, we ran around here, we ate this, we ate that, we freaking rocks and twigs, and, you know, we weave baskets and we fish. We were one with the land, all that stuff. So it's like, I'm like, I see, but you don't talk to me like an Indian. I'm kind of like a very whitewashed like Indian. So I'm seeing everybody else's cultures or how they dress or anything like that. And I would get a general consensus of, hey, maybe they talk to people like this. Maybe they would, maybe I should speak their language, you know? Kind of like in Scooby-Doo. Oh no, that's a bad idea. No, when Daphne was talking to that fisherman and she's like, hey, no, she said to Shaggy and Scooby, like, don't worry, I got this. I know how to talk to him. And they're like, okay. And she comes up and she's like, hey, yo, and the fisherman's like, bro, what? That's a time where, yeah, no, that doesn't work, dude. That was crazy. Oh my gosh, that was so funny. But, and I'm not saying that, like, you know, you can't wear sweats and, like, you know, a Cowboys jersey t-shirt with the Cortezes and not be like a doctor, you know what I mean? But I mean, I'm just saying, like, you know, you can't say like, oh, I had no clue on how to talk to you. You know, it's a general consensus of like when guys talk to guys, it's like, oh, bro, yeah, blah, blah, blah. When guys and girls talk, you know, it's more cordial, you know, be respectful and everything. When girls talk, I don't know what girls talk about, to be honest. But I would think that if I were to be waiting at a doctor's office and there's some dude there, I'm like, hey, bro, did you see the new Call of Duty come out? I'm sure that would start something, just because he's a guy. You know what I mean? And if it was like a girl, be like, oh, are you here for like, you know, your family or something? It's a general question, you know, and how they respond is how they respond. That's, you know, there's good and bad, you know, oh, I'm here with my grandma, or, oh yeah, bro, I saw it, you know, new Call of Duty skins, you know, blah, blah, blah. It's really not hard to pick something out to, like, you know, maybe come across in, like, you know, friendly gesture of, hi, I like to start a conversation, mostly to kill time, dude. It's like, I feel like that's like intention is a big thing. Most people think, what do they want from me? That's a big problem with the world right now. It's like most people do want things from you for only certain purposes or certain agendas. So it really sucks to really think that's a good point. I get it. Because if I talk to a girl, they're probably thinking like, you know, oh, he's trying to be fresh with me or something like that, you know, trying to lay down the moves, you know, Return of the Mac style. But maybe it's just, dude, I'm waiting for my girlfriend in the bathroom and you're like right here and you have like a Motley Crue t-shirt. And I'm like, oh, cool t-shirt. Did you go to that concert? You know, maybe it's just a genuine question. And I feel like a lot of people, like, either I understand, but you got to break out of that, oh, everybody's like, you know, trying to like get something from me, you know. So yeah, no, I totally get it, because I know there's some creeps out there, there's some weirdos out there, there's some awkward people out there, there's people that, dude, they talk so much that when you do like actually get into a conversation, they talk your ear off, and they're kind of like energy vampires. So I totally get that aspect of like, oh man, now I want to leave this conversation. But I mean, everybody has the right to like leave the conversation or talk if they want, you know what I mean? But I feel like the overall thing that the reason I wanted to make this was because I feel like a lot of people should work on reaching out and being cool with people in those exact words. I feel like if people really did reach out and like try to be cool and make jokes with people, you don't think the community itself would start coming more together? Like, oh, you're that guy that made that joke. What was your name? Oh, Ethan? Oh, dude, you're so funny. Now, every time Ethan comes on in to the donut store or whatever, they know each other. He comes in, he's a regular. Everybody starts joking. You go to Home Depot and be like, oh, what's up, Phil? Blah, blah, blah. Remember I made that pipe joke? LOL, laying down pipe. Ha, 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 ha. And Phil's like, oh, what's up, Gary? Yeah, no, LOL, that was so funny. I was thinking about that the other day. Anything I can help you with? What are you in here for? You know, it's just like that friendly community, like, of just like, be cool, you know, be chill, especially with each other. Because I mean, like, in a time where apparently everybody's lonely. I don't know too much about that. I'm not too lonely. I got cats. Maybe that's the number one sign. I got cats. Damn, shit. I feel like if you want to make friends, why not go make friends? Why not go talk to people? And for all the reasons I just listed on why people would be deterred to talk to people, there's so many reasons to talk to people. I mean, you get like that feeling of you belong. You get that friendship. You get, even just if like it's just you made somebody laugh, dude. You know how good it feels to make somebody laugh, dude. Like you were that funny person that made their day better. And that sounds like a selfish reason, like, oh yeah, I'm getting high off the freaking, like, oh yeah, the serotonin of making somebody like think I'm cool or by my joke or something. No, it's like you actually made somebody happy. And I feel like if people tried to do that, wouldn't you think the community would be more happier as well? You know what I mean? Everybody has genuine trust and like happiness for each other, you know? But yeah, no, I definitely think that people should start speech maxing. I'm gonna start that right now. Speech maxing, trying different things to talk to different people, trying to like not like you know, like the pickup artists, how they pick up, they just try out like pickup lines or anything like that. Don't do that. But what I'm saying is, why not try different like things? Like me myself, I have my own like, you know, method. I'm like, how are you feeling? How are you doing today? Like, how are you generally doing today? Where is your mind at today? What's it like working? You know, basic stuff, you know what I mean? But that's already like my arsenal of, oh, conversation starters. Dude, people should have that. People should know what to say in any conversation. People will sit there and be super quiet, and then that one guy that makes a joke, everybody loves that guy because they're like, oh, this guy's the one that started the, like, you know, now the whole class is like cool with each other. You know what I mean? What if everybody tried to be the main character like that? You know, you kind of go through Skyrim or Fallout or any game, and there's so many NPCs that are like, oh, I wish I said that. Oh, I should have said this. Oh, why did I say that? You know, I think if we all thought we were the main character, not main character syndrome, like, oh, you know, everyone revolves around me, but to a degree of maybe I could make something cool happen. I feel like that would probably, like, you know, make a lot of cool stuff happen, make a lot of people happy, and break a lot of people out of, like, you know, the matrix of like not talking to people and like being like succumbed to my own inner like thoughts and stuff, you know, like, because I know a lot of people are like they're just battling with thoughts in their head. Maybe if, like, you know, people were cool. But then again, if you're one of those people, you know, I hope you're okay and I hope you're getting the help. But you can't be too forthcoming on, like, you know, yeah, I woke up screaming this morning. Oh my gosh, I have nightmares every night. It's funny, huh? I've talked to people like that, and it's like, what, dude? Are you gonna like, you know, kidnap me? Are you gonna like come to work one day and just be like, you were cool with me, go home? I'm like, dude, that's like, if you're one of those people, definitely try be cool about it. You have AI now. Now you have no excuse not to know how to, like, hey, I'm kind of weird, I'm socially awkward, and nobody really likes me, and I'm really kind of like ugly. That's some people's like life. Okay, let's be real here. How can I reach out to somebody in a way to where blah blah? Have a quick conversation with me to see where I need help or where I should work on when I'm communicating. That's a general prompt to where you can help yourself. You know what I mean? I feel like it's not like, oh, duh, why don't you think of that? It's more so, here's an option, work on it, dude. You know? I mean, it kind of goes with anything. Like, if I'm going to go talk to a girl, how do I talk? Confidently. You know what I mean? If you're talking to somebody about your problems, don't sound like you want them to, like, you know, to cry for you or, like, you know, reach out and like solve all your problems. Maybe ask them in a way like, hey, I'm going through this. What do you think I should do? Not even that, because that might put too much pressure on them, especially if you have a bad problem. Hey, I'm going through this. What are your thoughts? That's a good way to give somebody enough space to give you their general consensus of what's going on and what they think of it. But not put them in a position where they feel like they're like, dang, if I give them bad advice, it's because of me. Like where they have to put at the end, like, that's just me though. You know, I that's just what I would do. Like, blah, blah, blah. You know, they have to do like the no homo thing at the very end of it, you know? So it's like, give people understand, if you have trouble speaking to people, you don't see people talking to each other much. Everybody has trouble talking to people. And in today's society, it moves so fast and people are so glued to their screens, and people just aren't taught how to talk anymore, especially with like what they're consuming in media. Give them time, but also you're going to have to reach out sometimes, you know? I mean, I could rant about this all the time and say like, oh, you could do this, you could do that, you know. Well, you could peacock, and once people are like, hey, nice belt buckle, you're like, oh, hey, how you doing? But yeah, I hope you got that helps some people, and I don't mean to come off mean or anything like that. I just, like, you know, I know how it sounds, but it's just like that is some people's reality. And like, you know, maybe if we were to be real about it and like kind of be like, look, dude, let's get you in the gym, let's do this, I want to help you, blah, blah, blah. Isn't that what people want? Help? If you are somebody that wants help, accept help. No matter how hard it is, maybe somebody's trying to do the hard thing for you and tell you the truth, because that is the hard thing, to tell truth, and then help you afterwards while feeling like you don't feel like any certain type of way towards them. You know, another blanket statement, you feel some type of way. That's how people think now. It's like, oh, well, blah, 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 but I don't know. They could feel some type of way. That's a 360 degree, like, you know, explosion of, like, you know, that could mean anything all around. So just like, you know, I hope people do try to reach out more, and I hope people do try to joke more, and I hope things change. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Thanks.